So you say you want to hear the sound of the engine? So you say you want to feel the road? Well, let's do it. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This is your friendly neighborhood gamer man here. And if you guys see something you like, if this entertains you, please click like, please subscribe, and please turn notifications on so you can join me again. So this is my Mario Kart, my modded NBA Jam 3-wheel Mario Kart, set up with my little fridge and my racing seat. Underneath here I have a bass shaker and a puck. And then all the wires are covered with these wires. I'll try to put some links from Amazon. I did it a few different ways with this wire. And then I also used this wire, which is more plasticky. That one's like a fabric. And with this setup, I used a Soundbar. And same little amp. And just going into my switch right here. So the switch games all sound pretty good, and they'll give you a lot of thump and a lot of movement in that bass because they're newer games. Some will give you more bass from some of the songs they play. Some will give you a little more of the driving sound, but it really enhances the experience. It's already shaking just from the intro song. Let's see if we can hear that. We could see it vibrating. And I'm using the puck and the shaker because they're two different frequencies. The shaker gets the lower frequencies and the puck gets the higher. Yeah, guys, and if you decide to do it this way, this one I have it screwed in. Where is it? The puck right there. I have it screwed in because it was kind of on the edge, but I also used a piece of double-sided Velcro. And for the big one, I used double-sided Velcro, and it was really easy just to use these zip ties. I didn't even need to screw it. I used 4 zip ties. They're black, you can barely see them. I didn't even bother cutting these down. And it holds great. I've had this for a while, and that's all it is. Very easy. Probably the whole setup cost me under $100, and it makes the experience just that much better. So this is my main driving setup. And right over here, I actually have a stick shift as well here, and flight stick. But what I'm here to show you is that this is that same bass shaker, and here's the puck, and I have a puck on the other side, and it's a little messy, but it works. This was the first one I did, and I don't know why I haven't cleaned it up yet. So the same little amp, and here's my subwoofer, and the television. I mean, you can get pretty loud with a television this size. It really drives those speakers. I mean, the louder you get, the more sound you're going to get out of that bass shaker. And it actually heats that little thing up so much that I put this fan over here that when I'm playing a game that I can tell is getting a lot of action, a lot of shake, a lot of bass, I'll turn that fan on, or it gets really, really hot. So I'm going to demo a couple of different types of driving games. The much older stuff, you're really not going to get much. Some you get absolutely nothing. Like California Speed's one of my favorite games. You get absolutely nothing there. Outrun, you get absolutely nothing. Outrunners, though, you get a lot. So a game just made a few years after and a few years later, and it's a big difference. A lot of the Techno Parrot games sound incredible, and you'll get some of them. You'll get sound like with the new Outrun. You'll get a lot of sound from the music from all those techno-y songs, and from Ford and some other games you get a ton of engine sound, which is my favorite. This is also a PC connected to this, so I have Steam games and I have Project Cars 2 and 3 and Forza and the new F1 games, and you get a lot of nice on truck games. I have a cool truck game, European Truck Championship, and you get a lot of nice rumble, engine rumble, and road noise, which is really my favorite. But you know, for those of you guys who are getting an encoder or just a PC system or something with the G29 wheel or whatever you get, you know, there's different ways you can do this, but you know, the point is just to show you that there are different ways to do this, and it's all fun. And most of this cost under, you know, 200 is the most I spent, and that was on this one with everything. So usually I'm spending 100, 150 bucks. You buy this wire once and you can use it for everything. They give you a ton of wire. I also had a PlayStation hooked up to this before. Now I just got everything on PC, so I don't bother with the driving games on PlayStation, but that sounded great too. We'll do some different things. Ace Driver, by the way, sounds really good, and I have some different setups on the steering wheel, vibrations and rumble, and that one gets a lot. Some games don't get much. Just showing the different games I have too. I'm gonna do this one, a Techno Parrot game, Ford Racing, because you can use some old school muscle cars and get a lot of nice engine rumble. All right, here we go, my 72 Ranchero GT. Can you guys hear that? A little louder. Oh, and here's the wheel. I'm not even touching it. That's force feedback on the wheel. Sorry, I'm not going to play that well, guys. I'm not using my camera stand. Just holding it. But I know you can hear that engine. And let's see what I'm getting from the shakers. Oh, and I also play shooting games on this and flying games, and they sound incredible. The flying games get that whoosh, that, you know, the jet sound that you would get, and that very bassy sound, and it shakes. And the shooting games, they don't get the clap, clap, you know, clap, 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 whatever from the gun, but they get, if it's a modern game, you get all that bass and all those other good sounds and explosions, and you feel it. You get the mids and the lows, and you get this beautiful warm sound that I'm kind of addicted to. I try to play everything on this now, Tron games. But let's go to a modern racing game. Now, let me give you a demo of an older game. I'm gonna give you stuff that works well. I'm not gonna show you stuff that doesn't work. Now, I don't know how well you're gonna do with the console games. Obviously, some of them might be great, and some you won't get as much, but just get as many games as possible, you know, and you can do flying games and all kinds of stuff. Fighting games, I have this hooked up to my Mortal Kombat. I don't have a bass shaker on that, but I have a subwoofer. On my Big Buck, I have a subwoofer, and it really makes a difference. So it hasn't even started yet, and I know you guys can hear this already. So that's not bad. That's getting some of the bass and some of the engine. And it's got a lot of low. And this one actually gets really good force feedback as well. I did have to had a program to do that. It was just a free program online, and there are tutorials. But depending on what you use, you could buy one that's preset. Listen to this sound, though. That it's shaking the seat. It's fun to play with the flight stick. The games that are incredible with it are flying games, like where you're an actual jet. So this one's a little bit silly, but you know what? It really, really works, especially for this outrun setup where the only game that really gives you any bass rumble is Outrunners. And I kind of didn't want to spend any more money on this. So what I did was I was cleaning out my closet, and I found this old massager that I never used, and the second before I threw it in the can, I turned it on just to see what it could do, and I saw this red light turn on, and I felt it vibrating, and I was like, wait a minute. So I ran down here, and I don't care, make fun of me, call it my dildo bike, I don't care. Say whatever you want, because it works. Now I have it connected here, again, with these wires that are all covered, to an extension cord that has one of these buttons on it. You press down on the button with your gas and it turns on. And I know you can hear it already, but let me put this on here so you can see it. Really feel it. Check this out. So that's what you get the entire time, and it kind of goes through cycles. It's slight, but it's not the exact same feel. And you know, when you're turning down your brake to turning down your gas to brake, I don't use the brake that much, so yeah, I just let go of the gas, you know, it'll turn off, so it actually makes sense. By the way, I also did a wind mod on this, so the same extension cord controls all these fans, so they'll turn off when the car turns off, they'll turn on when the car turns on. There's a little bit of range of motion on that switch, so you know, sometimes the fan will lower, you know, the wind speed a little bit, so it's not perfect, but it's fun. It's something a little extra. And this is a piece that was about to go in the garbage, and now it's being used for something. Oh, and by the way, this fan idea was more for it gets damn hot in here in the spring and summer, even with the air conditioner right here. So I started putting up a couple of fans, and then I said, oh, you know what? Let me add a few more because this is starting to feel like wind. And with that, I say to you, adieu. So this is my setup for a little fighting thing I have. We have like Street Fighters on here, and Tekkens, and Injustice, and Mortal Kombat. And I have a subwoofer, a couple of speakers, and a bass shaker hooked up to underneath this stool. And I have this wire again, so kind of a clean finish covering all the wires. And it's hard to show sound in a video, especially if somebody's trying to watch it from an iPhone, but if you're watching it from, you know, a computer with speakers or a television or something, you'll probably be able to hear that bass right there, that thump. So that's the subwoofer, and I'm going to try to demo the bass shakers on all the different setups. So I have this subwoofer hooked up with speakers, and here's my same little amp.
This is the path of my destiny.
There's
no escape.
Street Fighter 5.
Round one.
Here's my shaker. And every time he punches me, it's rumbling. Let's see if I can put a video to it. So without bass, with bass. And now we're gonna do a little demo of some fighting, and you'll hear the sounds it makes during punching. And then all I did was use this splitter right here, and it has the volume controls, so you can control it from the speaker itself as well. But this way you can control the treble side too. I can drive better in real life with one hand.